So you're just trying to use the music as a skeleton for your steps. So you're choosing where to put your steps on the skeleton, basically, like, you know, in 8 counts. Sometimes you hear syncopation, sometimes you hear alternate beats, sometimes you hear more, sometimes the voice is there. So you're just trying to find the spots to place your steps, your movements, your body movement and everything, right? But for that to happen, you need to have your basics in place. You should be able to switch on 2 when you're dancing on 2 and feel comfortable with that first. So that's the base. Yeah, it's like the pizza, you know, you need the dough. It's a boring thing to do, but everything that you add on top of it's what's going to make the pizza very interesting. But that the dough first you put as a base, the bread is important, right? Like you cannot give holes on that. You need to put it up first and clean it up. Okay, now and every base is set, then you throw anything that you want and it's going to taste amazing. You can just throw random stuff on that, right? Like you can put your masala, you can put your pineapple. We don't care, right? As long as it's got its base, we call it a pizza, all right? If that base is not there, then it's not a pizza. It's just a fruit salad or a meat mix or whatever it is, right? So we are trying to play with the foundation now. We're just trying to keep that foundation strong, okay? So the masala, it's you add whatever you want to do or you copy from somebody, doesn't matter. But this one you need to be very comfortable dancing with. The key is to listen to music, okay? So try to look for mambo tracks, look for mambo, easiest way, look for mambo on YouTube. Whatever songs that come, start to listen to it and see if they have a pattern or if they have similarity. You will see a lot of trumpets, you will see a lot of percussion. They are very jazzy. So, you know, you see similar structure or similar elements, like, you know, if it's a jazzy and stuff. Because when it comes to salsa dura, you hear a lot of metals playing. If you hear salsa romantica, you see the lyrics taking control on the sounds. So you will definitely, if once you look out for mambo in YouTube or, you know, iTunes or Spotify, and then you see a pattern. You see the trumpets, the trombones, and all the horn instruments playing well with the percussion, and then you start to see. You know, you will be able to start to identify, this is a mambo track, right? So that's how more you listen, more you familiarize your ears to such music, more easily you will be able to find out, right? Like, I don't know most of the Dravidian languages. I mean, I know Tamil, but the moment you hear a Malayalam or a Telugu or a Kannada, at least you'll be able to identify by the sounds that it's a different language. Right? It will tell this is Malayalam, this is Kannada, this is Telugu, just by the sounds. I don't know whatever they mean, what they try to mean, but just by the sounds, you can tell the difference between the Dravidian languages, right? The same thing. As long as you hear and then say, hey, this looks like a mambo, or, you know, this feels like a mambo because of the jazzy feel and the trumpets in it, makes it more mambo. This is heavy, so this must be a salsa dura, or, you know, this must be a romantica, you know. So more you listen, or the structure of the song, I hear some flutes, must be a charanga, so I could dance pachanga for it. So, or a cumbia, or a different, you know. So once you tune your ears, then it's going to tell you the difference between each songs. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7 for all the songs, and you're going to get bored of it very soon because you don't make the difference. It's like a foreigner coming to us and say, when they try to imitate our languages, you know, like my friends, when they come, you speak the language like this. Yeah, so they will not know the difference between a Malayalam or a Tamil or a Kannada or Telugu. It's going to sound the same, right? or for example, if you're not aware of the Hindi and its related languages, a Marathi or a Gujarati or a Hindi will sound the same. Right? But if you don't need to know the language, you just need to know how it differently sounds, just to differentiate the languages. Like, I can at least tell if it's a little bit, if it's a Marathi or if it's a Hindi, or, you know, just the way they speak. You don't need to understand anything that they say, but just the sound's going to tell you the difference, right? If it's if you take the Latin languages, Spanish, Italian, or French, you know, you can easily tell French from the others, firstly. Okay, and then you will figure out the difference between Spanish and Portugal, which are very similar, but you can still make the difference. Like, I knew some words from Spanish because I'm dancing salsa. So when I hear a kizomba song, I know, okay, this is definitely not Spanish, though there are very similar words. corazón in Spanish would be coração in Portuguese. But you immediately know it is not the same language, right? So that's the thing. So more you tune your ears, better you start to feel the music. And every music is giving you a different feeling. The moment you start to see the differences, you want to dance differently for each music. You know what I mean? You don't want to do the same thing for all the music, because every music is giving you different information. And you want to reciprocate in a different way. So even though you do a basic, how do you do the basic for a mambo? How do you do a basic for a pachanga? How do you do a basic for a romantica? It will be different. Okay, so that is also a challenge. Like, play a song, if you don't know what is the genre of the salsa in it, and try to see how the song is feeling. Some songs are more like this, and some songs are more like this. You know, when I do this, you're trying to connect to the sound which can fit to it, right? It's like, what song could fit into this, right? So every song is giving you a different feeling. So even your basic is going to tell you what music that you're listening to. It's like, if it's more, I can also do my basic like this. All right, I can do my basic. Or I can do my basic. Or I can play with my basic, depending on the complexity of the music. Or I can just do a basic, or if it's a Cuban, then I basic differently. Okay, so every music is telling you to move differently. The same move, okay? So when you listen, this is off the topic from today's class anyway. You know, I'm going out of Hello Mambo. But the point is, when you listen to the music and see how, what energy that the music is asking you to do, right? So then you feel and then try to do. That's what the advantage that most of the people who speak Spanish know, because they understand the lyrics. Suddenly they feel like they sing and dance, and then I'm like, wow. Okay, but there's no point, because it's too late to, you know, on the dance floor, you cannot learn a language and dance. So you look for the energy that the instrument's song is giving. Sometimes the song builds you up really slow, and then it's gonna put you on top. You know, then it's a nice salsa track, because the descarga, we call it, the instrumental solos going crazy, the musicians going crazy in the middle of the song. So they build you up nicely, and then they bring you down after. Some songs are flat. You know, once you start, you're gonna just end with the same song. It doesn't matter whatever you do during the song, it's the same energy through the song. Sometimes it's a mix and match. That's why it's also interesting as a structure of the music, when you have a montuno, or when you have a mambo section, when you have the intro and the outro, the bridges. These are the things that's changing the energy of the song constantly. So even if you take a song, do a basic for the entire song, your basic will not stay the same, even for the same song. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when the song is starting slower, you want to really chill. And then when the song is going faster, you want to, you know, put some shimmy, or you want to add some things into the same song. So even if you take a basic and then just do for the entire song, it will change. So obviously with different songs, the feeling will also change, right? So it's just about how you tune your ears. So more and more and more and more you listen to it, you will get familiar. And also it's like an acquired taste. So initially, the songs that you feel it's as very noisy and absurd and stupid will start to be your favorite songs later on. you know, because you need to understand, because it's a lot more complex than you think. So, you know, once you start to, initially you might like all the commercial tracks, and it's like, wow, it's so cool. And then eventually you'll find these commercial tracks so boring, because they don't have anything challenging in them, because you already tuned your ears to listen a lot more challenging sounds in the music, because there are so many layers in the music that you can play with. That's why most of the salsa dancers, they find hip hop or clubbing boring, because it's the constant beat. There's nothing to challenge them, because you're listening to syncopations, you listen to multiple instruments and rhythms at the same time, and you have the option to choose between different layers while dancing. That makes salsa a lot more fun than any other genre. I dance bachata, I dance kizomba, you know, I love the mass matches, I like to dance salsa, but salsa is more challenging for me in terms of music, you know, so it's good. It's a good mix to learn everything and to keep everything. But try to challenge yourself by listening to different songs.